real quick. Light some candles. Get a little music going. Divine Feminine Live by H.P. Marlena. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to see what the vibe is right now. We just went into Mercury retrograde a day or two ago. And we are about to go into full moon on the 17th. So we're just going to see how these energies affect us. I kind of want to put on some Goddess Oya music too, but we'll see. I had a dream about Oya, Goddess Oya, or the divine, or the, oh, I'm saying this wrong. The deity, Oya. So let's see if she comes out today. And as you guys know, Oya is definitely about change, the weather. And when I think of the weather, I think of the weather changing things, not just the weather itself, not just thunderstorms or earthquakes or tornadoes. I'm not talking about that kind of thing. I'm actually talking about that kind of thing in your life, the tornadoes in your life, the change occurring in your life. So, so I'm interested in identifying and seeing what's going to come up for this week, because so much has been going on, and I love it. I'm lighting my candle now. All right. Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see how far I'm going to go. All right, guys, let's do this. I'm in a chill mood right now. You guys can see it? You can feel it? I'm like so chill right now. Going through a mini transformation. As you see, my hair is a little different. It's going to be different next week too, FYI. I'm going to have a 2022 look this year. So I'm working on my 2022 look. Every year I change it and do something. All right, so let's see what the goddesses have for us. We're going to look into our emotions. We're going to look into love. We're going to look into the energies. Let's see. Let's see what goddess wants to represent today. Thank you, Holy Spirit, ancestors, angels, and guides. I thank you for your messages. Okay. This one too. Okay, so we have Baba Yaga, the Sphinx, Brigitte, and Sophia. Hello, Kimberly. How you doing? Love and light. So today we are going to be talking about the challenges that some of us, our goddesses, face as we're going through different changes in our awakening. I feel as though as we go through multiple levels of awakening, there's so many levels. And many times as we become wiser, we jump to another level. And then our inspiration is off the chain. We get to create in another way. And then, but I feel like behind it all is this wild woman. Behind it all is this feeling of, you know, I feel like we all have like this hidden part of us that we don't like to share with others. Or you only share them when you're around certain people that you're comfortable with. And then it brings out these challenges. So challenges not only in other people, because it's other people who normally don't like us being authentic to ourselves. It's sometimes us who are being triggered by the authenticity because we're fearful of the feared response. So there's a level of apprehension there. So we're going to go into each one of these messages and just see where it takes us. So let's go. Hey. Hey. I'm also going to pull a star seed just to get our overall energy here too. See where we're going here. And I also kind of feel like I want to pull a wisdom. So let's just see. Thank you, Holy Spirit, ancestors, angels, and guides. Oh, for the messages for my divine feminine message for the day, for the collective. Let's see. And it's not just for today, it's just because it is today. This is for whenever you need to see this. So beautiful. This is interesting that this is coming up. So we have the 7 star sisters that came up, which is about birth and creation, the tapestry of life and expression. Again, going back to that authenticity within ourselves. So I look forward to seeing what's going to come out with this. And then we also have star ancestors. So this is just letting you know that we are obviously inundated with assistance, right? We have so much assistance around us. So this speaks to the hidden secrets, lost wisdom, and look a little deeper. Okay, so which is interesting because we have wisdom here as well. So, and I feel like the challenge is looking deeper, deeper within ourselves and identifying who we really see. I feel like the challenge is with us looking deeper into others as well and seeing it from that perspective as well. I'm gonna look at the messages in a minute, Kimberly. But I'm gonna get my message out here first. Let's see what else. Okay, nope. Next. Well, I feel like nope. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, a couple more wanted to come out. The void and you got the love. Wow. All right, so I feel like this one at the top as well. Water your garden also wanted to come out. I think we're good. Okay, so we received the void, which speaks to embracing winter, the great cosmic void. But this is not only that, this speaks to the great cosmic womb of birthing, the time, the it's a message I received a long time ago that spoke to when you're not working, when you're not doing something, when you're not creating, when you're not busy, like you're lazy or you're not working. But really that's work too. When you are in this place of pause, in this place of just stoppage and waiting, and not necessarily waiting, you may be feeling like you're waiting, but in that process of that wait, there are things that are going on beneath the scenes that you have no idea is going on. And with that in mind, that's a part of that birthing period, right? So, you don't just birth, get pregnant and birth. You have 9 months to kind of prepare for this birthing experience. And you may see yourself getting bigger. You may start to feel, little movements in your womb. You may start to feel little things, but you have not birthed. You have not seen that child physically. You have not necessarily held your output. I hate to say it like that. Like, it's kind of like when you're creating a document, a book, what have you, you're writing, and then you finally create the book per se. And then you actually have a hard copy of that output. So this is this process of like preparation, but it's not like you don't see all the cells coming together to create that child. You just know it's happening because someone told you this is what happens when you go through this process, right? Or you learned, or you've gone through it, and then you find out. But it takes time is all. So all of that to say, this is interesting as well, because I also feel like this is a challenge for most, wanting to see the outcome, wanting to see what you're creating, wanting to see the output. And then we have here, you got the love. Codependency, boundaries, you got the love. What is this about? Why is this coming up? You got the love. This also says, hey, Hadarian energy. I feel like this is a star, a planet, Hadarian energy. So I can look a little deeper into that for us. But this is also speaking to, I feel like it's interdependentness as well, like us interdependent on each other. But I want to see what this is about. And then the last message was water your garden, which is speaking to tenderness and care of oneself, getting rest, and being okay with that. Just overall, I see this message as being very inspirational, one, because it allows us to feel comfortable enough to go within, go to a very vulnerable state within oneself, to obtain assistance to do that. I feel like, again, this is a part of ourselves that we don't see that's changing. And I feel like for many of us, this is a challenge. Challenge one, to take care of yourself, to even care enough about yourself, to ask yourself what's important to you, to ask yourself, what do you need? To ask yourself for guidance. Where is the wisdom? The wisdom, I always felt like wisdom was through your experiences, through your heart, your heartache, through your pain, through your suffering, is a level of wisdom that comes through that you cannot be taught. This is not something that's going to easily, this is not something you easily obtain. This is something that comes through challenge. You said, I call these things boomerangs that God Almighty Himself, oops, sorry, is sending back to the wrongdoers. And yes, because I'm choosing my God Almighty. Yes. Hello, Marsha. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Tried to warn everybody that this winter is coming and it's here. People, do not fear. Look up. Yes. Girl, yes. Yes, hide you in plain sight. I love it. Yes, absolutely. Ooh, what happened, Marsha? What's going on? I'm telling you, something's going on right now. But let's just go a little deeper. Let's just see what's going on here. Let's just go a little deeper. All right. My music stopped. Like, what's up with that? Like trying to install something new on my phone, but you're just gonna stop my music like that? Is that what we're doing? All right, let's what? Okay. Let's take it a little deeper, but one moment. I feel like putting on a little I feel like putting on a little Pandora's box. Let's just get a little something, get a little vibe going on here. Let's see what vibe we got going on here. Oh, no, I think this vibe is over. I have the Christmas station on. Ha! Let's see. Really? Come on, come on, come on. Okay, let's do a little B. Okay. All right. So what did I miss here? What happened, Marsha? Hello, Patsy. How you doing? Okay. All right, guys. Let's see what's going on. Let's start off from the first message that came out, which was challenge. So let's see what we're being challenged with at this time. What are some of the challenges that we're going to see? Let's see what this is speaking to. This is the Sphinx. Okay, we have the garden and the gate. Now, the garden and the gate speaks to watching and waiting, but in reverse, this speaks to, yes, happy Sunday. How you doing, Natural Beauty? Yes, but in reverse, this speaks to not waiting. This is moving forward. So there's a challenge in moving forward. Let me see what else is going on here. Then we also have the second chakra that's coming out as well. They came out in reverse. So this is speaking to, hey, Sir Blue. This is also speaking to, by being in reverse, this is speaking to you actually not feeling anxious as you move forward. So this is a bold energy, honestly. So Why is this a challenge? Ooh, Lord. Okay. Let's see. I mean, one went this way, one went the left. Oh, goodness. Where did it go? Okay. All right. To the right. To the right, we receive the world. All right. Completing a cycle. And then to the left, we have door to romance. So, fast movement forward. Makes me want to go one step further. Let's just do it one more again. So what cycles are we completing right now? What cycles are we completing right now? Shit. Deceit, deception, cycles in deception. Okay. Hold it, goddamn. Hold it now. Yeah. So cycles and deception. And then I also felt Goddess of the Moon, which came out in reverse. Okay. So this came out in reverse. So this is you not following. So this is the cycles you're ending, not following your intuition, not following your innate knowing. And then you're also ending a cycle of deception. Loving it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm loving it. Okay. Obviously. And I feel like this is as it pertains to romance, right? So ending a cycle as it pertains to romance around deception and not following your inner knowing. You know, I always said, like, you know, it's so funny because people always ask, like, do you think he's cheating on me or something like that? Like, that's the main question that people ask their friends. Like, do you think, you know, people ask their friends all the time, do you think this is going on? And this, and you know, they could like go down the whole, like they could tell you the whole story. Like, this is what I really think happened. Shawty went over here. Shawty said they did, but really Shawty did, and now, boom. And then sit there and ask their friend, like, do you think that happened or do you think this happened? Should I just trust them? Now, you just told a whole story. You just laid down the law of everything you thought happened. And then you're going to be like, but should I just trust them? I don't want them to feel like I don't trust them. Trust? First of all, trust them? Okay, there's only one that you trust. I'm pointing. The universal creator. Done. There's only one person, thing, anything that you trust. If you're going to trust anything, let it be the inner universal creator. It's not people. People change. I mean, you could trust them for that moment. I don't even trust science. I don't trust none of this shit. Like, I trust nobody. I mean, you have no clue. And it's not I don't trust them because, like, I'm a you know, anxiety ridden, or because I'm anxious, or because people have done me wrong, this, that, and other. It's because people are people. Period. People are people. People are flawed. It is what it is. Truth be told, people are, you know, I'm fucked up. You fucked up. We all fucked up. One way or another. It's okay. But my thing is love it. Like, that's who you are, but know it. Trust it. Know it. Realize it. Don't fool yourself. At the end of the day, we put a lot of emphasis on our parents. We put a lot of emphasis on, people, period. We put a lot of trust in our friends, best of girlfriends, male friends, partners, bosses, people who you feel like got your back. And truth be told, people need to have their own back. Stop depending upon other people to have your back, have your own. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's a beautiful thing. What it is power in that. It's power because the only person you can control is you. So therefore, as a result of you only being able to control yourself, now what? Look at the power in that. Because you can't control your boss, you can't control your friends, you can't control your man, you can't control your girls, you can't control your children. My bad. But no, I'm just saying, these people, you don't really have no control over them for real. I mean, it's just reality. You feel me? Yeah, it is. That, man, that's a word in itself, natural beauty. I'm telling you, I could go on a spiral right there. You know, and trusting God and not trusting people. It's nothing wrong with not trusting people. It's something wrong with you not trusting yourself. And you've been taught, it's a mind fucking. I'm sorry, I'm going to be real right now. You've been mind fucked into believing that the person that you should trust is people. You have been mind fucked. Like reality check. For real. That you're supposed to bow down to. You see what I'm saying? Certain people, and I don't care who you are. You know what I mean? Royalty, presidentially, government, all of these things. Like, these are constructs human constructs to create like gods that are not godly gods or anything. God is, God's nothing. But it's this perception that you're supposed to believe these people. All that to say right now, this is a breaking down of that. There's a challenge when you're breaking down your belief system. A belief system has been ingrained in you since birth. How you're supposed to act, talk, speak, look at people, not look at people. I mean, reality check, you know, less than 100 years ago, I'm not supposed to look in certain people's eyes. And I mean, I look fervently in people's eyes because I look into people. Like, I don't just look at the surface. I've always been a person who looked deeper. And people are uncomfortable with it. Always have been. Not my problem. That's your problem. I'm just saying, okay? So with that in mind, just recognizing that, who are you trusting? Who are you putting your power in? So all of that to say, one, I would like to say all of this is not just deception in romance. This is deception in oneself. This is a level of deception that you're getting rid of. The challenge here is like walking in this level of authenticity, and the challenge is the deception, what you've been convinced to believe about yourself, the lack within yourself, the lack of power. So this is our challenge. So let's go to the next step, right? So we're coming out of this level of anxiety. We're moving forward. We're not just waiting at the gate, waiting for permission. I just heard permission. Who's waiting for permission to do something here? I just want to, who's over here waiting for permission to have a dream, to create something? Who's waiting for permission? And when I say permission, again, I'm looking at the construct. And I'm not saying, oh, you're waiting for permission like, oh, am I allowed to do this job? No, I'm talking about waiting for permission to be who you're supposed to be. Waiting for permission to, let's say, write a book and you haven't gone to school. Waiting for permission because you feel like you need to get certified first. Waiting for permission because you feel like you need to, you feel me? Like, what are you waiting for permission for? Waiting for permission to write a song because maybe you don't have a producer yet, or maybe because you don't have certain things lined up that you wish you had. What are you waiting for? What permission are you waiting for? Boom. That's some nasty shit right there. That's nasty. What permission are you waiting for? Okay. I love different areas. What are y'all talking about over here? So yes. Okay, next step. I'm gonna go to Wild Woman. Let's just put it out there. Hi, Miss Coleman. Upon entering, you said oh, you said moving differently? Yes. Grand rising. Okay. Ooh, okay. Let's see what's okay. Now this kind of came out sideways, so I'm gonna just take it sideways. So it's not up or down. So I'm gonna tell you both meanings. And I feel like there's a challenge in this, but door to personal healing and happiness. Now this could be in reverse, upright, but it came sideways. So I feel like this is going to be all ranges for everyone. So upright, this speaks to you healing. You moving forward in a fantastic way towards your healing. I just heard triggers, identifying your triggers, moving through your triggers, allowing your triggers to flow, to learn the lessons from them. This is for those people who are in the flow and in a healing flow. When it's in reverse, it's for those people who are challenged by healing. Like, you know, what I just saw is like something coming up, being triggered and being like jerking back, like, oh, I'm not going through that. Like, you know, you already know, like it's almost on a subconscious level. You don't want to go through an experience because you already know that experience is going to cause some type of, I'm just here, vulnerability. It's going to bring up, excavate some things that you're uncomfortable with. So you're fighting your healing. Okay. And then there's some people who are just on a cusp of that. Okay. Just kind of teetering on that, coming out of one phase, going to the other. Okay, so that's how I'm looking at this message, okay? So this is as you're healing, becoming that wild woman. What does that look like for you, right? Ooh, okay. Okay, for some of you, you may be challenged by your success. I'm feeling like some of you may feel like maybe afraid to walk away from people that you're comfortable with, who may be afraid of your success, who may be afraid of your healing, being successful in this level of healing, being wild, being authentic. I feel like there is this, and I want to look a little deeper into this community here, clarify this community. These are people who, I want to say these are goers. Like we were just talking about at the beginning of this reading, like there's something wrong with you're not just constantly going. Like if you're not working a 9 to 5, let's say you're not working a 9 to 5 and you're home all day and you have a, and you may be working a job, you may be working or just home with the children, whatever it is. The point is you're not a part of that, the hustle and bustle of life. People who may be hating on the fact that you not don't feel like you need to hustle. Like they may be hustlers and may not know how to do it another way. But I feel like we're coming out of this energy. That's a very masculine energy of that hustle and grind. It's just like this energy we're coming out of. So some of these people may be like a little apprehensive that you're choosing to go another route and feel like, oh, well, you can do this. You may feel like you can do this, but people around you may not be supportive of that. That's what I'm seeing here. Okay. Taking an extra step further, yeah. So now I'm seeing hostility here. So there may be this fight here. So I'm feeling like, and then romance is at the bottom of the deck again. So I'm seeing this hostility here as it relates to your spirituality. I see a level of hostility here. Again, because you're choosing to be more authentic to yourself, which may be perceived as being too wild. Whatever that is for you, Baba Yaga is the wild woman. So what is wild to you? What is being the wild? If you guys don't mind just putting here really quickly, what is considered a wild woman? Something that you were taught not to do, to be a lady or what have you. What were you taught to do that is the opposite of being the wild woman? Like the wild woman is, right, this negative persona of this wretched, savage, like a lot of this we're trying to take back, right? We're trying to take some of these words back, right? Because what's wrong with you being angry? What's wrong with you being authentic, real, saying it like it is, being a so-called too passionate? I mean, I've been called all these things at one point in my life that was deemed negative, right? Even in the work sector, working in corporate America, oh, she's too passionate, because I do the same thing a male does, but in a male-dominated society, me doing it looks ugly. With them doing it, it gets them a promotion. You feel me? I'm just saying. You saying being assertive, standing up for yourself, and cussing someone out when they need it, right? I'm just saying. I mean, all these things, right, have been deemed like, oh, and then don't get me into the perception of neediness. Oh, you're needy. You need too much. Or I'm not going to go there because I'm about to go there because I feel like I'm going to go there. I'm just saying. They say it's the system and they cannot change it. It's BS. Exactly. It is BS. My mom and my grandma aren't like that. While I'm in this transition, the hustle, yeah, they don't see that I'm quiet. Yes, you're quiet about it. Generational differences, mindset between them. Yes, absolutely. Deemed a rebel. Right. And now you're a rebel because you're just doing, honestly, what's just innate to you. It's like you're taught to be something else. What was innate to you when you were born and you were a young lady? What was easy for you that was shunned? You said being sexually free and expressive. Absolutely. And yes, I'm seeing the judgment there. Yeah, judge because of the curse and all that. Yeah. Yeah. It's no joke. All of these things are deemed negative in a feminine dynamic. For that, again, so we're doing a divine feminine talk here. You know what I'm saying? As a result, yep, talking to God, talking to all spirits are deemed negative, right? In a certain environment. All of that to say, in this feminine dynamic, we have been told not to do so much. Hey, live love. Yes, I'm just saying we've been taught to not do so much, and we have watered down the wild woman within us. What do we need to do to revive and feel confident in this wild woman within us? So when we look deeper and deeper, and now I'm gonna go down a couple layers here. So the first layer is how you look, right? Then we go to your brain, we go to your heart. All of these things, we go deeper and deeper, deeper levels. And I want to feel like something's going to come up where we'll do some type of healing, something as we move forward. But Just giving you a heads up. But what I'm seeing here is as you go deeper and deeper to this inner child, as we go deeper and deeper into this person who we really authentically want to be, what does that look like? What are we afraid of? What are our challenges? So we're afraid of judgment, right? We're afraid of people, being negative, fearful, all of that, right? So let's take it an exercise. We're afraid of people being hostile towards us, people who are in our community that raised us, right? We're afraid of all of this, And when it comes to making your money, when it comes to romance, all of these sectors of our lives, you've been told to apologize. And I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of it. Are you tired of it? I'm tired. I'm tired of being deemed so-called needy when you want something, when you need your needs met. I'm tired of being deemed, if negative, wretched, savage, or you're this, all because you're not meek, mild, quiet, or you don't shut the fuck up, or you just allowed to be seen and not heard, and all of those perceptions, all of that. I'm tired. Let me tell you what guys happened to me, and I'm gonna try to not get emotional, right? Let me tell you like some of the shit that I've gone through, which is, obviously led me to this point where I've, even moved from my weekly or monthlies or regular love readings, for every single sign to where I want to concentrate on the divine feminine. Let me tell you the shit that has happened. And I'm gonna just give you the quick fucking version, okay? And the reason why it's coming up is because last week, my manager, you guys know I got a job, right? Y'all know I got a 9 to 5. I'm just saying. Y'all know I got a 9 to 5. And that's the place where I've been and where I've had to be the most meek, right? That's the place where you've heard most of these negative jargons of being too passionate, needing to quiet, needing to look a certain way, needing to, before it used to be the brown bag test. Hell, I might not have been in some of these jobs as if it was for some of these tests. But all of that to say, now you have been raised by some of these people who were a part of this movement, right? And so you're taught to be a certain way. To this day, my mom would be like, okay, Miss High Priestess, you cussing them out, ain't you? Sure enough. Why not? So what? That's not my perception. You know what I mean? I said, I'm not trying to be somebody in the church, in the pulpit, none of that. None of those rules apply to me. I refuse to abide by any of those rules. Fuck all that shit. Hell no, kiss my ass. I'm not doing it. I'm just saying. So I don't want nobody to look at me in this way of feeling like I am something that's above them, because I am not. And I don't believe those people in those positions are above me. Absolutely not. So all of that to say, it's like what I was commended for a couple days ago by a manager of mine. It was like, I appreciated you standing up, being honest, speaking the truth, letting us know where things stood as far as some issues, some concerns, things of that nature. Thank you for being, he was like, I've led on you and I've been leaning on you, and you have no idea ever since I've been here, because he was temporary. He wasn't here long. And so he was like, I've been leaning on you in ways you don't even really imagine, because nobody would speak up, but you would. And most people would talk about how things didn't go well after the fact, but refuse to speak up in the present moment. And there were certain meetings I had to take on to have your back, because there was this underlining threat almost that, like something about what I was doing was wrong. And he was looking at it as something positive. And I was like shocked, because I was like, for real? Like, you're not pissed at me? You're not upset that I spoke my truth, or I spoke the truth? It wasn't even my truth, to be honest. It was just a fucking fact. Like, and you guys know I'm intuitive and shit like that. So I know when motherfuckers is coming for me, and I'm like, look, you ain't gonna come for me not like that and me not speak up. Like, that's what we won't gonna do. Like, I see this going two ways. I'm gonna end up fucked, or I'm gonna end up fucked over. And my thing is, you're not gonna fuck me over. So I'd rather end up fucked than you fucking me over, because I know your agenda. So I can get better in this, or I can get worse in this. But one thing you won't do is get over on me. Okay. So I just felt like I was in, and honestly, when I came to the job, because I've only been working in for like a couple years, but I've been doing what I've been doing for over 25 years. And so being new to new job, right? I've been staying silent, quiet. You know, I used to be a union lead. I used to be all kinds of stuff, EEO type shit, counselors, all kinds of stuff that was always out to assist people when they are being done wrong at the job. I refuse to do any of this shit at this job, right? Because I was like, I've seen the backlash. I've seen it, the whistle blowing, all that shit. Like how they claim that you're safe and all that. It's all bullshit. And so another reason why I have the perception I have about justice, all these different things, the system, I don't get down with none of this shit. Like if y'all don't know me by now, let me make it clear to you, I don't get down with none of this shit. Because all of this shit is a false fucking construct, period. It's to make you feel safe in a unsafe environment, period. So you have to find your own safety. You have to find your own safety within. And if you're counting on other people for your job, for your money, for your all these other things, I mean, and granted, you have to some degree, to some degree. But this is just a construct that's been created. All of that to say, I was shocked when I was commended for being myself. Honestly, because I've been faking and fronting in front of certain people to maintain a level of decorum, you know, whatever in my job, because it was necessary, because it was easier. Going back to the beginning of this reading, the challenge is your community, the people who you're around, the people at your job. The challenge is the people you're comfortable with. Changing into and being and transforming into the authentic you, your biggest fucking challenge is your fucking people. As you grow wiser, as you become authentic to yourself, these are your challenges. And when I was commended, I was like kind of shocked, like for real? Like I'm not gonna get dinged for this shit? You're really gonna increase my evaluation? Like for real? Because I've been fighting for like the last 10 years prior to that, fighting a bigger fight. And it was like so daunting, tiring. It was so much. And it was fighting for my career, fighting for my job, fighting for my livelihood, fighting for others, fighting for over 1,000 people. Like it was crazy as far as discrimination, as far as so much shit. It was crazy. Shit you wouldn't think is legal was legal as fuck for the right people. Right? So when it came down to it, I had to take care of my own sanity, and I had to pull back. I had to drop cases. I had to drop shit left and right, because I fought for so long to where I realized it was a losing battle, because I really felt like my win was going to happen within the constructs of the system and the constructs of a illusionary, I'm hearing binary, whatever the fuck, system that is flawed, created by people. And they're the ones making the judgments on who go to jail, who goes to this. And it's not about justice. It's about who has the most money, who has the best lawyer, who has the... Otherwise, it'll be equal across the board, right? All of that to say, I almost was in tears for being commended in this work sector for just being myself. And it was like, damn, why do I feel so emotional about this shit right now? Because for so long, I fought and felt like I was right. And I felt like I was fighting for the cause and for the people and their jobs and their livelihoods and thousands of people, all this shit going up to the Congress, going up to House of Representatives. You have no idea the shit that I went through. I'm talking about I went up to high levels of motherfuckers, okay? I was able to help people, don't get me wrong. I was helping people. I can help persons. Let me put it, persons. Let me speak grammatically correct. I was able to help persons, but I wasn't able to help the people. And the reason in many of those cases I was able to help persons and try to help the people was because I was in a place of authority because of who I was in the level I was at that time, which people tried to take away as well. And in many cases they did. And in many of those cases, it took a part of my identity. It took parts of me. It almost ripped parts of me. It's almost like seeing parts of me fall down. damn, I guess that ain't a part of me. I guess I ain't got no, I don't have any more faith in that part of me. I don't have any more faith in that part of me. I stood on this belief that I was this, and that is no longer true. I stood on this belief that justice is valid and justice is, is real. That ain't true. Okay, I stood on the belief that, well, these laws are in place to help. Bullshit. That ain't true. But no, discrimination's not allowed. Bullshit. That ain't true. And it was, of course, my life, you see it on a regular basis. I have brothers, cousins, all kinds of stuff, people who have been affected the same way as many people you see on TV have been affected. But I really believed. And I felt like God put me through that situation and put me through those hard times to realize that this shit is all an illusion. Honestly, I feel like being here on earth, this is the illusion. This is really the bullshit. This is the shit that's is more flexible or what have you. I feel like this is really the illusion. And as we pass away and move back into our spirit bodies and back to our authentic self, our higher self, that is who we truly are. So when you are listening to people, community, everything other than your higher self, everything other than your soul, everything other than the most authentic part of yourself, you're doing yourself a fucking disjustice. I've seen a lot of comments come and go. I can't tell you half of them, but hopefully you guys are doing well. How you doing? Let me see if I can go back and hit on a couple of them. But ooh, Lord, let me just see if I can go back a little bit. You said that's what happened when I started my new job. I just sat back and observed. Yeah. Then executed when the time was right. Yeah. The story of my whole life. I'm just telling y'all. I'm telling this shit. A lot of times we feel like it's just us. You know what I'm saying? You said, LOL, where they selling that shirt at? Oh, this one? Actually, it's a dress. Don't make me stand up. It's a very short one, FYI. It's Zara's. It was I think it was like last year or something like that. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, like seriously, it's reality. So let me just go a little further into this. I'm sorry, guys. All right, y'all. Let's see what's going on here. Woo! Let's go on here. Let's see. Let's take it an extra step further. All right, guys. All right. So let's take it an extra step further. So wisdom challenge. Wild woman. So let's and then we have inspiration. So let's go to wisdom. So again, back to wisdom real quick because wisdom came up twice. As it pertains to lost wisdom. Lost wisdom. Okay. Lost wisdom, guys. Now, this I'm being reminded of Sybil at this time. There's a book that I read. By Mami Wata. Sybil's by Mami Wata. You guys might want to look it up, but it speaks a lot to the lost wisdom. Like obviously before the patriarchy, there was a matriarchy as well. So it speaks more to the matriarchal structure, which is what I abide by. Which, as you guys know, I already had this perception of the matriarchal structure since I was young. And so actually it took me a while because I started looking more into different religions, looking to all kinds of different places in order to find a religion or a perspective or all of that pretty much validated my belief system, which was innate. And so when I found this book, I was like, damn, this is my shit right here. Like, I'm going to get a tattoo of that shit. The black doves. I'm so serious. Like, the Sibyls. I fucking love the Sibyls. Like, y'all got to look that shit up. Anyhow. But it's by Mami Wata if you guys are interested. Okay. What are y'all talking about? Like, I'm seeing pieces and parts, but I kind of want to get in on this. What are you saying, Kimberly? What you say? Living being, yep, feeling all the energies, it's okay. Yep, Marsha, no coincidence in you saying that. Just felt the need to buy a crystal quartz on my path moving forward. Like I literally only want to wear clear jewelry to signify my clear intentions. Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I love it. Let's take it there, y'all. Let's go. All right, so as far as wisdom is concerned, now that I done spilled my guts and told y'all like all this shit about me. You go to the source for, yeah, for discernment. Absolutely, absolutely. Let's look into wisdom. Let's see why the wisdom is coming. Actually, honestly, I feel like I need to move into this. You got love. I want to look really into this here. I'm feeling this energy to look really into that with you guys. So let's go into that and see how that resonates with this reading. And then we're going to go back into the 7 star sisters and into our star ancestors. Okay. But let me just show you what came up as far as wisdom is concerned. Again, I love this because, again, anxiety is coming out in reverse and patience in reverse. So this is a level of wanting to move forward, but no longer feeling held back. Again, this wild woman spirit. I love this. So I just want to say the reason why I said that, I told you guys that story is because it's almost like when you've been beat down so long, it's something I wrote not too long ago. And I feel like I need to put it in my book, but we'll see. It's something I wrote a long time, a little while ago. And it spoke to when you've been thirsty for so long, drops and drizzles just won't work. And I feel like in many cases we receive a drop here and there, and it's like you should be satisfied. And I want to tell you guys today, no, the fuck you shouldn't. You should not be satisfied with the bullshit people want to give you. Take your shit. Take what you deserve. Take what you want. Take what they won't give you. That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying. Who here is asking for permission for shit? I mean, I feel so deep in telling you guys this shit right now. Who here is waiting for fucking permission to do some shit? Take it. It's yours. Don't ask for permission to do something that is already yours. I mean, come on, guys. You feel me? Like, I'm so serious. Okay, so, and we're going to have to talk about that a little more. But point is, coming out of anxiety, speaking up for yourself, and then we have patience here in reverse. I feel like you don't have time to be patient anymore. I feel like that's this energy here. Like, you don't have time to be patient with motherfuckers no more. Like, and you heard me say motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say mother. I didn't spell it out. I'm talking about motherfucker. We don't have time to be patiently waiting for somebody to give you something. I feel this right here. I feel so deeply about this shit right now. We don't have time to wait for motherfuckers to give you some shit that is already yours. Who needs to hear you don't need to wait for a certification? Who needs to hear you don't have to go back to school for this? Who needs to hear that you don't need to wait for somebody to say it's okay to validate you? Who needs to hear that you don't need to wait for validation? That you are already validated because it's a desire of yours. That's validation enough. All right, guys. I'm feeling real super deep right now. Like, I'm feeling like it's going to my core today. Like, so we about to get like super crazy deep right now. Like, I feel like my core is wanting to show its ass right now. You feel me? You said, I'm not waiting. I know that's right, Mandy V33. All right, let's see what this is going on here. You got the love. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what you got the love, which is interesting because I think it's the last. No. Okay. I thought it was the last one in the book, but it's not. All right. Let me tell you the question associated with this. Do you lose yourself in relationships? If so, how? And we're going to talk about that here. How can you develop a deeper love for yourself? I love this. So I told you guys that this is speaking to the Hadarian energy, which I really feel as though this is let me see. I feel like this is a planet. But let me tell you what this is about. The Hadarians are believed to be a beacon of pure, divine, unconditional love who see love in all people and situations. As a result, they can find it hard to have boundaries, independent, healthy relationships because they only see the unconditional nature of those they meet. The lovers of the cosmos, they dive in fast. They're here to learn how to love while in a separate body, to learn to love self first, then establish healthy relationships with others. To remember that the love they seek is already within them, that they truly do have the love all on their own. Damn. This is some good shit. This is speaking to twin flame energy to me. You guys feeling that, right? This is some twin flame shit right here. When you are connected to someone and you're wanting them so bad and you feel like the other part of you, it's you know how people be saying, you know, that crap 50-50 shit. Nah, come to me 100. I'm just saying. Come to me 100. Like we both 100%. As a matter of fact, come to me 200. You know what I'm saying? Don't come to me no 50. I don't need 50% of you. I'm not trying to complete you to make you 100. Nah, let's make 4, 5. Let's make 1,000. Come to me 500,000% ready. Okay? Like what was it? What's the saying? I want. What is it like? I don't want a project. You know, don't come to me 50% whole, needing me to help you the rest of the way. I don't need to sit here and complete you, and I don't need you to sit here and complete me. Fuck that shit. Like that's some bullshit. That's some romanticizing shit. We don't do that here. This is what this is speaking to, okay? This is what we're speaking to, okay? And then we have here the message of the card is to review the ways you may need to establish healthier boundaries, perhaps your codependent relationships in which you lose a sense of yourself. Now, I love this, especially for my divine feminines, because many of us are so intertwined into the love, into the love mindset, into the love of it all, right? We're all in the mix of this love that we want to believe in, this fantastical view of romantic love, like we're a romantic comedy or some shit, like, you know. But this speaks to, and so we look to other people to marry us, to choose us, to validate us. We're looking to other people to do what we don't want to do ourselves or feel like we can't do ourselves. But reality is you have to do it yourself. You have to realize that you're whole within yourself, and then someone else is an added bonus. I think it was Eartha Kitt. She said something along those lines too, like straight up. She said something like, I need somebody who wants to come to me and add to it. I don't want to change for somebody. And too many of us come here, especially because we've been, again, conditioned to believe that we're supposed to come and be something for somebody else, be someone else's support system, be someone else's ... And so we change who we are to fit this stereotype, to put ourselves in this box as if this is who we're supposed to be. You feel me? Nah, we're not doing that. You feel me? Which song? You said Lettucey has one like that. Which song is that? Because I feel like it's one that I have probably listened to, but let me know which one it is. Yes. So all of that to say, do you lose yourself in relationships? Anybody want to answer that? If you guys want to answer a question really quick, do you lose yourself in relationships anymore? And if you don't lose yourself in relationships, then how don't you the anymore piece? You know, if you don't do it anymore, then how did you lose yourself in relationships? Let's help each other right now, because I feel as though so many of us have, and then we have so many young people coming behind us, and it's unfortunate because, you know, it's a shame, because I put all this shit into my daughter. I said I don't want it to take you as long as it took me to realize the truth, to realize the reality of situations, the reality, right? To come out of this fantastical perspective. And she's still in it, you know, to some degree. And she just knows her mom's a badass, but she also knows I'm a boss for a reason. And that shit didn't come from nowhere. That this shit wasn't made up. Like, either you can come through the same experiences I went through to get to boss up, or you can take my experience as a lesson, a learning lesson, and boss up faster. You feel me? So I want to hear from you guys. And then how can you, or how did you, if you already have, developed a closer relationship with yourself? So I said, I see here, not anymore. Okay, good. God said no. Yeah. Pouring all of myself into his hopes and dreams and pouring into myself. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gave till I had nothing left. Yep. Been there, done that. Got a t-shirt in it, both of them. Looking around like no one else is ever here. Yep. They're in a relationship. Okay. Right. Exactly. Yep. You said not anymore. You said Steve Harvey said, don't be in a habit of collecting red flags. So now when you're seeing a red flag, you out. I love it. Because, you know, those red flags are there for a reason. But how many of y'all have seen these red flags and it's like, oh, that's not them, or you skim over it, or you're like, no, they didn't do that to me, or you're like, they couldn't have been, they must have been playing, you know, or you're like, you know, like the point is, it's like you don't take it, you know. People say now, you know, when people show you who they are the first time, believe them. And you may be saying, yeah, but they could change. Yeah, but they're not always like that. You know, I had a friend of mine who hung on to very deeply, you know, over and over again. Yeah, but he rubbed my feet when we just met. And I know he loved it in me, you know. And that's something she held on to. But he rubbed my feet. It doesn't matter how fucking terrible he was. It doesn't matter how abusive he was. But he rubbed her feet when he met her. And that was some shit she held on to for life, you know. When you see the red flags, believe it. Yep. I wasted a lot of good years. No, I wouldn't say waste. You know, it's kind of like the vulture, right? You know, they claim vultures eat waste, like, you know, dead carcasses on the road, all that. It's all about the circle of life, but it helped you get to a place where you are now, right? You said I had to hit a brick wall and no one helped me whenever I gave everything. So, mm-hmm. Equally yoked or be gone. Yep. Don't fall in love with someone's potential. Amen to that. Okay. Amen to that. I feel like women are the most intelligent beings on the planet, but when it comes to love, amen. You got that right. Ignoring shit left and right. Why? The devil is a liar. I tell you absolutely right. Yes. You said because it was a waste of my years. I know you feel that way, but I'm just saying, you know, but it's still a beautiful experience, because now you can share with others, you know, like sometimes it requires, because I mean, everybody's not like that. Because this is what I want to tell you, Miss K. Coleman. What I'm saying is everybody's not like that. Everybody doesn't learn from their mistakes. Some people learn from others, some people, but I feel like certain people, like in many ways in your life, you probably learn from your mistakes in a more deeper fashion than if someone just told you. Like if somebody just told you what your life was going to be like, Miss Coleman, you probably would be like, yeah, bullshit. Like that's not how this is going down. I'm going to have this fantastical blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to have somebody come and save me and be my hero, because it was conditioning. It was conditioning. You know, in the religious sector, it was conditioning. It was conditioning in the every fucking way. Disney, I mean, all of them. All of them, conditioning, left and right. You said it was not a waste if it was a lesson. There you go. That's right. Because that's what I'm saying. Like many times there are lessons for us to learn, and we have to learn those lessons. And sometimes we learn better in a harder way, I guess. I don't want to say it like that, but sometimes our hardest lessons are the ones that really drill into us and leave a stain on our brain versus if somebody told us. Yes, the man showed us who they are, we need to believe them. Absolutely. I learned a lot, and now that I see that I had to break generational patterns. Amen. I love that. Yeah. We are here lifting each other up because we felt pain and had these experiences, not a loss. Amen to that. I love it. It was never a waste. Okay. Absolutely. So all of that to say that that's a beautiful thing. Our experiences really give us really teaches us a lot, and it teaches you to be stronger. Like again, I want to say to Ms. Coleman or anybody else who feels as though they're, may have wasted their time. And the reason why I'm saying this, Ms. Coleman, is because I've said that. I've said that shit. I've said like being with certain people was a waste of my time. You feel me? I've been there, done that. That's why I feel you. I feel you. Because I've been there where I've been like, you know what? This has been a waste of fucking 10 years or 5 years or 3 years or, you've wasted my fucking time. You know what I mean? And that's the shit I'm talking about. Because that right there, it almost devalues your experience. Okay? It devalues where you've been, and devalues your time, it devalues all of that. And that's why I'm saying put value back on the shit. You feel me? Put that value back on it. You had to go through it for a reason. You had to. And those people weren't trash, although you may feel like they were. Those people weren't trash. The experience wasn't trash. It was necessary. And the reason why I'm saying this to you is because I feel you. I feel you like shit. You'll be like, hold up. That was a waste of my 10, 20 years. I was married for how many years? That was a waste of my and this motherfucker did what? You feel me? Like it's easy. It's easy to go there. And I'm saying after you finish that piece, eventually turn back. After you finish spewing all the shit you want to spew about what went down, take it inward. Now, what did I get out of this? Why did I have to go through this? Why did God want me to take these steps? Why did I have to learn this lesson? How does this impact my life? And how is this going to help me move forward? That limited to lemonade shit, You said the rose bush has to push through the, yep, sure do, in order to bloom. I love it. Yep, I love the fragrance of roses too. Certain roses, I love the fragrance of them. You said, I said what I said. You said, Nene Leak says, I said what I said. Woo! Yes. Okay. I had to, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. We don't want to devalue everything we've gone through because it increases the value of others. You know what I'm saying? Just like I don't get down with the word cheating, because I feel like by so-called accepting the word cheating, it gives the perception that you cheated on me. Like, oh, he cheated on me, or she cheated on me, as if it had something to do with you. I reject that shit. I reject that in the name of Jesus. Okay, don't get me started. I reject it. I do not go down that path. I reject it because it wasn't because of me. I refuse to believe that bullshit. It was not because of me. You wasn't trifling because of me. You wasn't ... because of me. You wasn't, you see what I'm saying? Because of me. So now it's like I take it on, and especially in marriages, the feminine takes on a lot more baggage when it comes to the children, all of that. It's like it's all put on the shoulders of the feminine, period. And it comes down to the children. And then they're left with the leftovers. They're left with the bags. They're left with the healing. They're left with the... So all of that to say, I don't take that on. That's one thing I fucking won't take on. Know that. Okay? I don't do that shit. That's some shit I don't take on. You didn't do that shit because of me. It was not my fault. I released that guilt. I released the shame associated with it. That means that I wasn't good enough for you to stay faithful. I released the shame of it. That makes me look like I'm not a good mother or wife and this, that, and the other. I release it. That's some deep shit right there. Releasing that shit, because even when you've gone through it, married or not, there's a level of guilt and shame that you hold on to because you haven't forgiven yourself. Because it was so hard to forgive yourself because you put so much pressure on yourself. And I must say again, it wasn't just you putting pressure on you. It was your fucking community. It was the fucking religious sector. It was the fucking everybody around you telling you that the woman is the one who's supposed to keep the family together. I'm just saying, don't get me started. I could go hard here. Like I'm trying to get through this motherfucking reading. But I really want to go off right now. I feel like I need a mic in my hand. Lord, you said I need to hear that right now because my son's father. Yeah, let him try it. You can put a mic in your hand and then tell it like it is. I'm just saying. Ooh, Lord, yes. I've seen it where I've seen my baby suffer. I've seen it where, you've seen your family suffer. I've seen it. And they look at you like you were the fucking problem. I've been to the church where they told me, well, you got to do better or you got to stay in it or it only requires one for y'all to remain married. Bullshit. No, it doesn't. It requires two to tango. It don't require one person to keep this. No, I feel you, but no, I don't feel you. I'm not taking that on. That ain't my responsibility. No. I've dealt with it way too many times where I've seen women's mothers say, well, that's the man you chose, no matter if he's abusive or not. You stay in it. Fuck that. No. Ain't anybody here who need to hear that shit right now? Fuck that shit. Don't do it. Do what's best for you and your kids if that's what you want to take on. If you feel like taking that on. But otherwise, for the most part, do what's best for you. Because I personally believe when you do what's best for you, you're going to do what's best for the children. Because when you're taken care of and you are uplifted, which goes to one of our other messages here, water your own fucking garden. Okay? When you're taking care of your fucking self, then everybody else is taken care of. But when you deplete yourself for another motherfucker, and now they're dependent upon you to, fuck that. I can't do shit for you if I'm depleted because I don't let everybody else deplete me. And then you got what's left over, which in many cases, that's what happens in relationships, even with the males, because they're so depleted because everybody fucked them over. Now they fucking dick you over too. I mean, I get it. You have it hard out there and where I get it, but now I'm not going to be your leftovers, your last minute, whatever you could do at the end of the day because everybody else got your 100% and I'm getting your one. Bullshit. No. Whoever needed to hear that shit, I hope it helped you. Anyhow, but yes. So nourish yourself, your body, your tenderness. Make sure you get the rest that you need. Whoo, shoot. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. You said rejected. Stupid autofill. Oh, okay. Okay, they're on their own. I'm following them out. Yep. You said rightful path. I know that's right. Yes, y'all. I'm telling y'all. I'm just telling you. You need to hear that good, Marsha. I'm glad somebody could benefit from that message because I felt that shit so deep. I felt that shit like somebody need to hear this shit right now. Whoever need to hear it right now, live or later, I'm just saying, Everybody taken care of when you taken care of. If you want to put all the bullshit on me, then be damn, make sure you put all the good shit on me too, okay? All the good love and tenderness, all of that. When I say I need a break, motherfucker, give me a break. God damn. I'm just saying. Anyway, y'all. Well, like a mic in my hand. I just kind of feel like doing that right now. I'm just saying, I kind of feel like that right now. I'm hot right now. Like right now, whatever is over me right now. I'm hot. Y'all hot? Damn. Woo! Lord. Anyhow, let's go into the 7 star sisters. I want to look into this. This is about birth and creation, tapestry of life and expression. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that gorgeous? I love that shit. That's just gorgeous. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what this message is about. The 7 star sisters. Whew. Because we were talking earlier at the beginning of this message, which I love how my messages go full circle like a motherfucker. I'm just saying. At the beginning of this message, we spoke to birthing and how, you know, at the end, you birth and you have your output, you have a child. But it takes you 9 months to get there. A lot of things are going on under the scenes. You don't even know what's happening to your body. You don't know what's really going on for real, for real. But the point is, it's going on, and you know, 9 months later, something's going on, going down. But right now, for some reason, you know, a lot of times when you're in life, you don't know. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes that's preparing you for this next phase in your life. Why is this? Oh, here it goes. Okay, I was like, it took me a long time to find this. The question behind the 7 star sisters is, what new creations are being called into birth at this moment? So what are you being called into birth this moment? What are you being called into birth in this moment? Into creation. What are you creating at this time? Again, this is not the shit that you're looking for permission to do. And if you are looking for permission to do it, let me tell you, you have permission. Did you need to hear that? Okay, it's been validated. You have permission. I'm saying that, and it's so funny. I'm saying it because when I went through my journey before I started doing tarot readings and things of that nature and coming out or going live on YouTube, stuff like that, before I even started down that path, I waited till my pastor told me, like, I looked for permission. I looked for validation. I looked for permission. And I said, when I walk in here today, and it was like a prayer I had like the night before, like I was like, God, just tell me I'm on the right path. I just need to know. I need you to tell me, give me a message that says that I'm on the right path. And when I went to church that day, he said, the pastor said, he don't know, he told me this, but he said, you know, you have the power. I mean, the message was amazing. I bought 5 CDs that day. Know that. And I passed it on to my friends. I might even have one around here. But it was like you have it was like you have the power. You have the power to do all this stuff. Like he was going in. Like you have the power. It was another message he had where he was like, you have been deputized to do whatever. Like you're a sheriff. Like you have the star. You could do whatever. You know, God has given you permission to do ... It's like, and when I heard that message and the way he gave the message, it could have been taken so many different ways, I'm sure. But the way I took it was, okay, now I can move on. I stopped going to church. I started doing more research into other religions that help uplift women. Because my whole thing was, why are women in a place of subserviency to a patriarchal structure? I don't get down like that. My mindset as a youngster was like, this shit is backwards. Like, what the fuck? Like, something's off with this world. Like, what kind of world was I birthed into? This shit's off. Like, I'm not down with this shit. And then you try to assimilate, you try to become a part of, and it got to a point where I didn't want my gifts anymore. There was a lot of things I didn't want anymore because you want to so-called fit in, right? And what I realized through my research and all that, as I continue to look up religions and research and all of that, looking for a powerhouse for women who could really be the authentic self, that did not have to bow down to anyone, that would have like women in high authority, you know, like, you know, how they have bishops and you have all these different levels and, you know, church and stuff like that. I was like, I'm looking for some women up there. Why aren't there any? You know, so when I'm looking at the structure that I'm so-called following and it doesn't look like me, I got a fucking problem with it. And I'm wondering why. Are they more ordained than I am? Are they more whatever ... than I am? And I refuse to believe that is so. You see what I'm saying? So, and in many cases, I challenged it. I challenged it as a child. In church, oh my gosh, I used to challenge it so much as a child. Like, why is ... You know, I would ask that question all the time. Why are we blah, blah, blah? Why? Those were my questions as a child. Why? Yeah, those were my questions and those were my answers. And I was okay with that. And sometimes they gave me an answer. In many cases, they did not. I think it was only one church that was able to actually answer my questions as a child. And I was just like, phew, it was a sigh of relief, because it was like somebody finally had some fucking answers around here that I could buy, you know, that I could get down with. And that was as a child. So as I grew up more and more, you know, as I clung to religion, I grew closer and closer to the point where I wanted to become a part of it, to where I was like, okay, well, these are the ministries I want to do, and this is what I wanted. And then at a certain point, it was like, okay, in these ministries, you're still going to be pigeonholed. You're still going to be limited. And my goal was to be limitless. I didn't want to be limited by anyone for any reason. Why? Right? So everything that I did as I grew closer and closer to my purpose and moved further into my level of spirituality and all of that, it was all a means to freeing myself, to being liberated. You feel me? So it wasn't to demean church or anything like that, because that's where I came from. That's my background. As a matter of fact, I commend a lot of what they did, because I feel like there's a purpose for a lot of it. But to me, there's a lot of structures within it that's just not for me. And not conducive for a divine feminine trying to be in her power, period. So I was looking for powerful divine feminine energies in high places of authority that could tell me it was okay to be powerful, to be heard, to be seen, to be loved, to be liberated, to be free. And it was hard to find. I didn't find it, by the way. Just, you know, I looked at all kinds of religions, and I talked to first ladies that I knew, ministers that I knew, all kinds of, and I went deep. Like, well, why is it like this? And why can't we do more of this? And why are certain, you know, religious or churches or temples afraid of women rising to their power within this type of dynamic? I mean, why? And why is it such a push for you not to be in your power? Why is it such a push for you to lie down, sit down, shut the fuck up, be seen, not heard, all these? Why is it such a push? Why are they intimidated by our power? Why are they intimidated by your power? And so as I continue to ask the whys, I continue to look further. And it was necessary, because a lot of those whys could not be answered. Until the Sybil. I'm just saying, Mommy Watson, look. No, I mean, until I continue to, you know, just do me, and I had to become, you know, comfortable with myself. All of that to say, I had to let myself out. I had to be okay with it. He started off with a little validation, and then from there, it's like, wow, I went full circle, kept going. You know, I still had my daughter in church. I still had my, you know, I still was a part of the, you know, a part of the scene and all of that to some degree, but I stepped back because I just didn't want to be in an environment that would make me feel small or make me feel limited. So yes, I still put my daughter into it, still had the children. They were in religion in some faith, you know, form or fashion, to learn, because I didn't want to take that from her either. And she also loved it, and I wanted her to continue to love it. I didn't want to take that from her. It was just a different phase in my life. All of that to say, the tapestry of life, it doesn't always go as you want. It doesn't always go the way you hoped. But oh my gosh. It's a beautiful thing. And it's going down exactly how it's supposed to. It's going down exactly how it's supposed to. So let's see what's going on here. So, did I see what you guys were saying here into what you're trying to birth right now? I know I went off on a tangent, y'all. What are y'all trying to birth? After school social club. You said, okay, justice after school club with my teenage neighbors with kids. Beautiful. I love it. Life and love and a gift from God Almighty, and I ain't playing. Okay, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Nobody else? Okay, well, with that in mind, I just want to let you know, with that, don't ask for permission. If you need permission, whoop, there it is. I got you. But yeah, we're good, y'all. We're good. Okay, let me just see what it says, though. Okay. There are new creations that want to be born, beauty that's yearning to be woven, new consciousness that's longing to be breathed into life. If you draw this for y'all, of course I drew this, call upon it to surrender to these creations, to usher in a new era of consciousness and do your bit in weaving the web of life. This is a card of artistry and the midwife. You've been called to ponder questions like what wants to be birthed through you, what new creations are whispered in your ears, what beauty are you being called to make? Creativity and intuition comes from the same sacred place. They occur when we find ourselves flowing with the rest of life. Earth is renowned as a planet of manifestation and creativity, and yet so many of us have forgotten how to create. Somehow along the way, we stop seeing ourselves as artists, as creatives, as poets. Yet, to be human is to be creative. Creativity is part of the true nature. We being midwives today. We birthing some shit today, y'all. We are birthing some things today. I'm live right now. Thank you.
Marlena, where's the closest hospital?
I'm live right now, Southern Maryland. It's the worst hospital, so I wouldn't go there. I would go to Anne Arundel if you need to. I wouldn't take her there. I would go into DC or go to Anne Arundel. Okay. Don't go to Southern. It's the worst. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Anne Arundel's better unless you want to go like George Washington, Georgetown, you know, something like that in DC, Washington, Adventist. But I would just suggest Anne Arundel. I mean, it's a ways, but it's up there by Annapolis Mall. I would say Anne Arundel only because that's the one I haven't gone to, and I have heard a lot of good things about it. Anne Arundel? Yeah. Is she okay? I'll call y'all in a few. Okay. Sorry, guys. Whew, I think my sister's not feeling too good. Anyway, where are we, guys? You said God gave me a permission slip. I like it. He said, I'm just listening to the jewels. This highly reflects on my Black church experience when writing this book in 2013. Messengers. Yep. Yeah, still in the labor, HP. Good. Okay. Medical center. Oh, you here? I live out there. Oh, you said the medical center? Oh, Anne Arundel Medical Center. Yeah, is the bomb. Yeah, I heard so too. So hopefully they'll be good there because this shit right here doesn't near me. Oh, don't get me started. Some of the shit around me is the worst. Okay, thank you, God. Thank you, Natural Beauty. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think she'll be okay. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so let me go ahead and get ready to close this up. The last message that came out was star ancestors. We spoke to star ancestors already. I think the last one was the void, the great cosmic womb. The great cosmic womb. Look at that. The great cosmic womb. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. So let's see. Let me just give you the message for this, and then I'm going to probably have to go, y'all. So let me give you this message. Sorry. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. The void. Okay, the void. Hold on. All right, stop, embrace winter. So this is the one that speaks to another question. How are you being called to surrender to your own mysteries in life? So this speaks to everything and nothing exists in a void. It's where all life begins and ends. It's the winter and the womb, the fertile darkness where all things originate and all seeds grow, comforting and intimidating, freeing and daunting. It can feel both overwhelming, small, huge, and the void is where faith lives. The void is where faith lives. I love that. So while things are not happening, in essence, while things are so-called not happening, or while you're not seeing things happen, it's still happening. And it's also like this energy of, it's this energy of waiting to some degree. And what do you do in this energy of waiting? And I think that's where our energy of taking care of ourselves come in as a result, you know? So let's look at our affirmations, guys. I take the horse by the rein and become my own Princess Charming, taking care of my own needs. I fucking love this. Love this shit. Look at that. Number 39, okay, which is 12 broken down to 3. That's an Empress, right? 3 is an Empress energy. I take the horse by the rein and become my own Princess Charming, taking care of my own needs. We also have friendship here, which I love that, especially when we had the 7 star sisters that came here, speaking to friendship and following my truth. Believing in and following my inner truth helps me live an authentic and empowered life. I am deeply grateful for the gift of friends. My appreciation for them is endless. Then we also have the power of my voice. I speak my truth and express my feelings to others with care and compassion. And then I have listening to my body. My health is my life, the temple of my experience, and the greatest of my blessings. You know, my body's been coming up a lot lately. And I just want to tell y'all, when it comes to your body, listen, you know, your body, that's very important there, because a lot of times when your temple comes up, a lot of times we ignore some of the signs our body gives us. But what I want to say is our body is giving us clues as to what's going on. And a lot of times when you're stressed out, a lot of times when you're not happy, it really does play a part in your body. So you may have parts of your body that is aching or just uncomfortable because you may have pain stored in it, or you may have discomfort or hate, rejection, guilt, shame stored in certain parts of your body that may need to be cleared. As you realize, as you know, guys, when you get when you become more comfortable with yourself, when you become more comfortable with who you are, things of that nature, and start releasing a lot of this guilt, releasing a lot of this shame that's been put on you, not that you just, that's been put on you. I just want to tell you, it's been put on you. When you start to release it, you realize part of your body starts to relax. You start to relax parts of you to where you're less anxious, to where you're less a lot of things. And that's where that comfort comes in. That's where you allow yourself to be more relaxed, and you're not moving according to fear anymore. You're moving in a place of love. You're not moving according to rejection. You're not moving according to the fear of what other people think and this, that, and the other. So you're dodging shit, dodging people because you can't be who you want to be around them. You're not dodging these things anymore. You are literally releasing it so you can just flow into it. And I feel like that's a time for that. So let's see what your last bit of advice is, guys. I want to look into your chakras, your emotions, some of the things that you may want to work on this week. Meditating, keeping chakras aligned, good. What came out is need versus necessity. So this balancing is coming out, and it's reminding me of the healing card that came out earlier. They're reminding me of the healing. Healing, what was it called? Let me see if I see it. I don't know if it's still out. Yeah, it was a healing message that came out earlier that actually came out sideways. And I was like, it could be this way or that way. It's whether or not you want to heal, or some of you are still avoiding healing. But the point is, my bad, I picked up the wrong card. Need versus necessity. There's a level of balance here between clarity. And then right here, which I love, it has the sun and the moon as well. So this clarity that's here. And then you see the crows, the eyes. Look at all of the eyes in this message. Need versus necessity. And this really shows me, it's like seeing what you want to see. It's kind of reminding me of seeing physically versus seeing, I heard emotionally versus seeing innately, or seeing with your third eye. It's like Where do you find your comfort? In the moon or in the sun? Now I'm a Cancer, so I'm affected by the moon like shit. I'm just saying. But I love the sun. I love the sun. You know, but I'm affected by the moon like ain't nobody business. So what to contemplate? Some of the questions, obviously I asked you guys a lot of questions throughout this whole reading, but another question to ask is what's in your life a need and what is a necessity? What is something that a need and a necessity? What is it that you can let go of? What is no longer a need or a necessity? I feel like seeing clearly is a necessity. Don't avoid it anymore. And then what comes out is reflecting. This is an inner reflection, guys. Okay. When we do this reflecting on ourselves, I do this all year round, especially during the year end, the end of the year, as well as during my birthday. I do major reflecting, but throughout the year, I do self-reflection. Why am I responding in a certain kind of way? Right? And that's 4 and 6. That's 10. Actually, we got 2 10s here. Actually, I just noticed that. Your advice right now is centered around 10s, which also reminds me of the world here too. Like just that completion of that cycle, coming to another level. Wow, I love it. And seeing the truth. Okay, guys. Okay. Let's do this. All right. Let me look at your chakras and then I'm gonna let you guys go. I kind of want to look at love really quick too. I'm gonna just thank you, Holy Spirit, ancestors, angels, and guides. Thank you for your messages. Ooh, okay. Wow. Okay. Be aware of this week, your emotions. We do have the 17th will be the 17th of January will be a full moon, I think, in Cancer, right? So be aware of your emotions. Make sure you are walking in compassion. I'm also seeing being open, flexible here as it pertains to the expression of your feelings, acceptance, accepting certain things right now. Okay, nope. Okay, let me pull a love message. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Okay. All right. Give your relationship a chance. Passion and engagement. Damn. All right. Some of y'all are going through a very major forgiving and learning phase right now. So just take this time to look within. A lot of times when I see this, when I see working on your relationship, I also like to say working on your relationship with you. When you perfect your relationship with you and you know who you are, your desires, wants, and needs, then you can tell somebody else what you want for them. But if you have no clue and you're wishy-washy about everything and you don't have no clue as to what you really want in your life because you haven't gone through shit, some of these younger people might realize that. Like, they're like, oh, well, I'm down for whatever. Nah, until you down for whatever and you don't like certain shit. I'm just saying, live and learn or learn and live. I'm just saying, okay? Next one, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. I love this message. It reminds me of you living your heart in bliss. And then engagement, which is your love life going to the next level. I'm going to pull, I feel like another message I want to pull real quick. Oh, here we go. All right, so let's get some truth. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what wants to really come out. All right. Give without expectations. I've spoken about this message before. Patience is a virtue. Stay open-minded. I think especially this week, guys, you're going to have to remain open-minded, especially in the midst of all of the confusion, emotions. We got a full moon and it's in Cancer. Again, beware. And we're in a retrograde. I'm just saying, follow the golden rule. And I love it. Beautiful. Forgive yourself. All right. I love it, guys. I love it. I love it. I love you guys. I'm about to get out of here. Also, right now, Mercury retrograde. Yep, until February 3rd. Whoo! Use the time to realign. Is it only to February 3rd? Oh, no. Okay. So Venus comes out of retrograde January 29th, though. So that's another time where you see love moving forward. So, but I think I should be back before then. Yep. Natural beauty. You're right. Yep. Realign, reaffirm, and recommit. I love it. I love it. All right, guys, I'm about to get out of here. I love you guys. Full moon is tomorrow. 17th is tomorrow. Dang, this time is going past fast. Yes, I feel you. Yes. Okay, I love you guys. I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you again next week, okay? Bye-bye.